Stop sign shadows of Chernobyl. Unveiling the monsters born from the nuclear abyss. Stop sign, April 26, 1986. A date that forever altered the trajectory of nuclear energy and cast an indelible shadow over humanity. The catastrophic explosion of reactor number 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant not only unleashed 400 times more radioactive material than the Hiroshima bomb but also birthed a realm steeped in mystery and fear. The exclusion zone, spanning over 2,600 square kilometers, remains a ghostly testament to the disaster. But beneath the silence and decay lies a deeper enigma. What if the radiation did more than contaminate the land? What if it transformed life itself? Join us as we delve into the heart of darkness, exploring terrifying creatures rumored to lurk within Chernobyl's desolate landscapes, monsters born from the nuclear abyss. To comprehend the anomalies reported in the exclusion zone, we must revisit the catastrophic events of that fateful night. At precisely 1 hour 23 minutes and 44 seconds a.m. on April 26, 1986, reactor number 4 experienced a massive power surge. The RBMK-1000 reactor, known for its instability at low power due to a positive void coefficient, succumbed to a series of critical errors. Operators, in a flawed safety test, inadvertently triggered an explosion that released approximately 5 exabecquerels of radioactivity into the atmosphere. The immediate aftermath saw the evacuation of over 115,000 people and the establishment of the 30-kilometer exclusion zone. Radiation levels soared. Gamma radiation peaked at 300 sieverts per hour near the reactor core, fatal to humans within minutes. Cesium-137 and strontium-90 contaminated the soil, persisting for centuries due to their half-lives of approximately 30 years. Biological systems were exposed to intense ionizing radiation, disrupting DNA and cellular processes. This set the stage for mutations, some benign, others potentially catastrophic. As the cleanup commenced, stories began to circulate among the liquidators, the 600,000 heroes who faced the invisible menace. We worked near the red forest, trees burned from the radiation. At night, we heard noises, saw movements. Not animals, something else. One night, our equipment malfunctioned. We saw figures, tall, twisted. We thought it was the radiation playing tricks, but we all saw it. Psychological stress, radiation sickness, and extreme working conditions were initially blamed for these accounts. Yet, over time, similar stories emerged from different groups in various locations within the zone. Could there be a kernel of truth in these tales? Local folklore merged with these accounts, giving rise to legends that blurred the lines between reality and myth. Creature 1. The Stalker. Described as a silent watcher, the stalker embodies the terror of the unknown. Its physiology defies conventional science. From a genetic perspective, radiation can cause mutations by altering DNA sequences. However, the probability of advantageous mutations occurring simultaneously across multiple genes is astronomically low, estimated at 1 in 10 to the power of 20. Yet, some hypothesize that the stalker could be the result of a phenomenon known as radiation-induced hypermutation, where extreme radiation accelerates evolutionary processes. Survivor accounts often mention a feeling of being watched, unexplained shadows, and anomalies on infrared cameras, temperature drops and movement where none should exist. Is the stalker a hallucination born from radiation-induced neurological effects, or could it be a new evolutionary path forged in the crucible of Chernobyl? Creature 2. The Red Hound. The Red Hound is said to roam in packs, exhibiting aggression far beyond that of any known wild dog. Radiobiology tells us that high radiation doses can cause teratogenic effects, malformations during embryonic development. Polycephaly, multiple heads, and polymorphia, extra limbs, are rare but documented in wildlife exposed to radiation. Studies on Chernobyl's canine populations revealed Cesium-137 levels up to 40 times higher than normal. Yet, these dogs appear healthy, suggesting a possible adaptation or increased DNA repair mechanisms. Encounters with red hounds often involve sudden, unprovoked attacks, with victims bearing wounds inconsistent with known predators. Are these creatures a manifestation of extreme mutation, or could they be affected by rabies and other zoonotic diseases exacerbated by radiation weakening their immune systems? Creature 3. The Blackwing. The Blackwing is reputed to possess a wingspan exceeding 5 meters, far surpassing the Argentinian condor, the largest known flying bird with a wingspan of 3.3 meters. Avian mutation studies post-Chernobyl have documented albinism and melanism, feather deformation, and beak malformations, all linked to oxidative stress from radiation. Melanin-rich feathers can absorb radiation, potentially offering a survival advantage. This hypermelanism might also render the black wing nearly invisible at night. Electromagnetic field fluctuations recorded during sightings suggest a bioelectromagnetic component, an area of study exploring how organisms might generate magnetic fields. Could the black wing be an example of radiation-driven gigantism combined with electromagnetic adaptation? Creature 4. The Swamp Siren. Echoing ancient myths, the swamp siren is said to lure victims with hypnotic sounds. Infrasound, frequencies below 20 Hz, can cause disorientation, anxiety, and even hallucinations in humans. Natural sources include earthquakes, severe weather, and certain animal communications. Recordings in the Pripyat marshes have captured infrasound frequencies around 18.98 Hz, the resonance frequency of the human eyeball, potentially causing visual distortions. Radiation could induce genetic changes in amphibious species, leading to novel forms of bioacoustic communication. Equipment malfunctions and navigational errors are common in the swamps, adding to the siren's mystique. Is the swamp siren a mutated species exploiting infrasound, or a psychological phenomenon amplified by the zone's eerie environment? The Forbidden Experiments theory. The Soviet Union's legacy includes a history of clandestine research, bioweapon programs, psychic experiments, and attempts to engineer the perfect soldier. Some speculate that Chernobyl became a hub for such experiments post-disaster, shielded from prying eyes by the exclusion zone. Declassified Documents Reference Project, CERN 10, Black Shadow, focusing on genetic manipulation using radiation as a catalyst. Unexplained military activity, unmarked helicopters, and secured facilities support theories of ongoing secret operations. Researchers have vanished without a trace. Official records list them as missing, fueling further suspicion. Could the monsters be products of these forbidden experiments, evidence of humanity's reach exceeding its grasp? Modern-day explorations. Modern technology has reignited interest in Chernobyl, offering new tools to investigate old mysteries. Drones with lidar mapping reveal structures hidden beneath overgrowth. Radiation mapping identifies hotspots, where anomalies are most likely. Biologists have identified over 200 species of birds, 60 mammal species, and 1,200 species of higher plants thriving in the zone, some exhibiting unusual traits. Genetic analyses reveal increased heterozygosity in some populations, a possible response to radiation-induced DNA damage. Thermal imaging and motion sensors capture unexplained movements, while audio recordings detect frequencies outside normal wildlife ranges. These findings challenge our understanding of ecology in post-nuclear environments, suggesting that life finds a way, even in the most hostile conditions. The psychology of fear. The exclusion zone is not just a physical space but a psychological one, a zone of alienation, affecting the mind as much as the body. Radiation exposure can disrupt neurotransmitter function, altering mood and perception. Symptoms include anxiety, depression, and cognitive impairments. Isolation and the absence of familiar stimuli can lead to sensory deprivation, amplifying fear responses. Environmental psychologists study the Chernobyl effect, how knowledge of radiation presence heightens stress and can induce psychosomatic symptoms. Pareidolia, the tendency to perceive patterns where none exist, may cause observers to interpret shadows and sounds as entities. Understanding these psychological factors is crucial in separating fact from fiction regarding the monsters of Chernobyl. Chernobyl remains a nexus of scientific inquiry, myth, and existential reflection. The monsters that allegedly roam its landscapes are symbols, manifestations of humanity's fears of the consequences of its own actions. Whether these creatures are real mutations, psychological projections, or misinterpretations of natural phenomena, they force us to confront uncomfortable truths. The exclusion zone teaches us about resilience and adaptation, challenging preconceived notions of life's fragility. As we ponder the possibility of monsters born from our technological hubris, we must ask ourselves, what responsibility do we hold for the unintended repercussions of our pursuits? The line between science and myth, between reality and imagination, blurs in places like Chernobyl, a reminder that the unknown still beckons us to explore with caution and humility. If you found this deep dive into the mysteries of Chernobyl intriguing, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell to join us on future explorations. Like this video, and let us know in the comments, do you believe the legends of Chernobyl's monsters hold truth, Or are they merely the echoes of human fears amplified by catastrophe? Globe share this video to spread awareness about the enduring impacts of nuclear disasters and the importance of responsible scientific advancement. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we journey into the depths of the Mariana Trench, unraveling secrets hidden in the abyssal plains. Until then, remember, sometimes the most profound mysteries lie in the shadows we cast ourselves.